You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Hey,
Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. What up, bro?
Trying to work out this mic and no mic's done just yet, so to hold it like I'm a
Sideline reporter?
sideline reporter for Sky Sports or like a 1950s TV presenter about to welcome Elvis Presley to the stage for the first time and a bunch of screaming girls going mad around me. So no, but I'm all good, all good. I'll put us out from the get-go. New house, new internet. I have no idea how good it's going to be. So if I start getting choppy and stuff like that, I'm blaming the internet straight away. But Mr. Charlie Touche, how are you?
It's always good to talk about quarterbacks and quarterback rankings and get to see where everybody has their quarterback rankings. So the past couple episodes have been fun, bro. And this one's going to be a fun one too. I'm good, man. Did a little traveling back in a familiar location. Little news out there on the street. Couple people being moved around. We'll talk about that too. But we got a guest, and anyone who heard the last episode of the quarterback rankings, we had maybe 9 or 10 different quarterback rankings out there, and we were going to bring a lot of people on it and have them, I don't want to say defend their list, but go over their list, and we're going to discuss it. And today we got Kid 305. Kid 305 is in the building. He's back. What up with you, bro?
Chilling, man.
Hey, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Chill out. It's your favorite podcast. Kid 305 is in the building. Chill out, Kadeem. I see you shaking your head. Like,
That was a sack. Lost of 10 yards. Second
bro,
down.
it was not a sack, bro. It was just a high snap. It was a high snap.
It was a sack. Not even that.
It was a high snap, bro.
No.
I brought it back down and I controlled it.
Yeah, it was a high snap. We brought back down. You got sacked. Lost for 10 yards. Like you lived to fight another down. Listen, top 10 quarterback managed to, high snap, quick little and then bang, dart. You're not a top 10 quarterback, so you're high snap, sack. It's cool. All good.
Bro. What you got on right now?
So, this is
representing.
I'm representing. So, Mr. Charlie Touche, we had a little business discussion the other day, and I mentioned Naruto characters and some Naruto characters, like a group of villains known as the Akatsuki, wore this robe, and I'm wearing the robe right now. So, I'm going to put the mic down and I'm going to demonstrate it very quickly.
Kadeem Simmons got the Naruto robe on. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty dope. I'm not even an anime dude, but that thing pretty hard, boy. I like it. Hey, Javon Holland would feel real good about that.
He would. I'm missing my little, like ninja headband, but I'll get that soon. Very quickly, I do mean very quickly. I was in Amsterdam last week for a work conference. One of the guys I was with, he does jiu-jitsu. I think he said he was a purple belt.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, purple belt. He doesn't do it as much as he used to. But we had a brief conversation, between me and him, and I told him that he done jiu-jitsu, and it was cool. But yeah, Ajax, Amsterdam is where Ajax play. And for those who don't know, Ajax are the Dutch football team who, before every game, have Bob Marley, Three Little Birds. So yeah,
and that's the reason why I got the Ajax jersey. But and we're gonna get into the podcast. But Messi was announced yesterday, and Messi down here in Inter Miami, man. I cannot wait, bro. Like, I know you was trying to get me a football team, Kadeem, but I got my team now, bro. I always had Miami as my team. They was just not up to par. And we're gonna go from worst to first with Messi, and it's gonna be like solidified. Like, yo, this man came to the team in last place and took us to first place, and we're gonna be the best ever. And I love it.
Fair play.
Hey, Cock Kid 305, bro.
What's good?
For anyone who remembers or who doesn't remember Cock Kid 305, the man got a little fame over the internet on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? ESPN's Mina Kimes had a little back and forth. Mina Kimes, I think it's as an ass like that. And Mina Kimes had a little back and forth with him. And he was just like, yo, I'm not really trying to rap with you. I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Just giving straight facts.
She I ain't gonna lie, she felt some type of way. And I rock with Mina Kimes. You know what I'm saying? But she felt some type of way and had to go back at your dome. So anyone who remembers that episode, Cock Kid 305 came on and we were talking about it. But yeah, just a little refresher of who Cock Kid is, bro. Tell us about yourself, man. How you became a Dolphin fan, real quick, and reminding people.
Born in the 305, the 305 raised me. All I knew was Miami Dolphins. You know, just we used to live right when it was Joe Robbie, then pro player. Like my aunt, we used to jump over. I hate to say this, but you know that big wall they put on, what is that? I think that's one. Is that would be the big wall they put in front of the stadium. We used to jump that. We used to have a ladder on one side. We used to jump it and jump down, go down to like the monster jams and all that.
Is 199?
199. Yep.
Yeah.
So all my life, my aunt, my dad, they got pictures, baby pictures of me in like Dan Marino jerseys and stuff like that. So all my life, it's just been Dan Marino. So Dolphins. So I love the Dolphins. I've been a Dolphins fan my whole life. Never switched up on the team. I know we had some tough times, but Super Bowl this year, guaranteed. So I'm good.
Boy, me and you on the same page about a lot of stuff, bro. Hey, real quick, you have mentioned Joe Robbie Stadium, and to be real with you, a lot of people born and raised down here, we still call it Joe Robbie Stadium. We like to the day, we still call it Joe Robbie Stadium. And then you said pro player. Can you give me two different names other than Hard Rock Stadium, Pro Player Stadium, and Joe Robbie Stadium that stadium was named?
So that you will get what is that called? As soon as you said it, say it again, so I won't say it. So as soon as you said it, I had already said them in my mind.
All right, so you got Joe Robbie, Pro Player, and Hard Rock Stadium. Give me two more.
Okay,
Wait.
Cut the music. Hey, you gotta, ain't no searching. We need to see your hands, right, bro. We need to see your hands, boy. Ricky Bobby.
You got me.
Yeah.
You got what? Sun Shark or Sun Surf when they had the Sun Shark Stadium. So all right, let me just go through it in my mind. So you had Joe Robbie, Pro Player, Sun Life Stadium. It was like Sun Shark or something like that.
And I know the audio listeners are like, dang, bro. There's some people who's blurting them out right now in their car, like, yo, no, like, you need a phone a friend, bro. Hey, like that.
I know it. Once I hear them, I know them. But I'm so used to like we go from Joe, like you say, I say Joe Robbie.
Yeah.
Then you have Hard Rock. So I can't even think about the one. Hold on. I said it in my mind.
I ain't gonna lie, it's right there, and that's why I'm trying to give you a little bit more time because you kind of said it.
Anyone in the comments want to help him out? Obviously, live right now. If you're in the comments, shout out IMAX is currently working. Anyone in the comments who knows?
Did I say Sun Life?
You said Sun Life, and you kind of mixed it up with the next one that you borderline saying, and we about to give it to you. I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead.
Land Shark Stadium.
Land Shark Stadium.
You said Sun Shark Stadium.
Man, like I think that got changed like 07 maybe, because 07, because I know we used to clown at that school. Like I went to Carol City. Carol City is like right down the street from us.
Yeah.
So we used to clown at. If you see something moving, my dog is down here. My little dog is right here.
Hey, check
She
him
just
out.
she got spayed, so she don't want to be by herself. So she on my lap.
Okay.
So if you see something move, that's just my little dog. That's my little Yorkie. Land Shark Stadium, man.
Hey, it's gonna
Fake
eat you up for a
fan.
little bit too.
Fake fan confirmed.
Shout out to Mid Fanatic in the comments. Yeah, came up with a land shark.
So shout out to Finn Kane on Twitter. He's the I ain't him. They call him on Twitter. I ain't him. Finn Kane. He just had a post just came out literally right before we went live, and it says, "Who's the better quarterback, McCorkle Jones or Ryan Tannehill?" And it's the timing of it is great because we're about to go into this episode, and there's 3 people. Hey, look at the voice of the podcast.
Hey,
What's up, voice of the podcast? Hey, Jordan Simmons in the building. Why we live? Say what's up, Jordan.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi
Hey,
guys. Hello.
hey,
hello.
she's the English chick that says you're now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins
You
podcast.
guys, I hope you miss me too. I'd like to say that I'll be back soon with some intros, so you guys sort me out. I'll leave you to it.
Hey, already.
Apologies for that.
Yeah, man, it's cool. So Finn Kane has a post up on Twitter right now, and it says, "Who's the better quarterback, McCorkle Jones or Ryan Tannehill?" And he also goes on to say, "I never thought I had to be here defending Ryan Tannehill, but here I am." And he gives the nod to Tannehill. Do you remember? You know what? If I know Kadeem kind of tied up right now. We're gonna pull up the list, but off the top, bro. Who you got as a better quarterback? Just for you, Kai Kid, Tannehill versus McCorkle Jones. Tell us why too.
I think they're in similar range. I think I had Ryan Tannehill a bit better, but he's on the decline. Whereas let's see what Mac Jones can do. So Mac Jones right now, I would say he's a shade underneath Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is a proven veteran. Like, I know we hate him because he was a statue in the pocket, but he took his team a la Derrick Henry. He hopped on the Derrick Henry train, but he took I just lost it. I thought the power went out. But
no, you good.
He took his team to the playoffs. You know, like it sucks. He's on the decline. Like we know his ceiling. Like we know where he at, but yeah, he's a better quarterback than McCorkle right now. And I would like to see. I wanted, honestly, I didn't want D-Hop to go there, but I wanted to see, Mac Jones with like a proven number one. Just like I was saying for forever, hey, Tua is that guy. He just needs, more help. Every quarterback needs help. If you don't think a quarterback needs help, you don't know ball.
So for any Dolphin fan that knows, Tua got all kind of scrutiny from everybody in the league. Oh, he's not it. And then every Dolphin fan, well, I can't even say every Dolphin fan because there were some Dolphin fans that wasn't on Tua too. So half the Dolphin fans were like, yo, get this man some help. Jalen Waddle comes in, breaks all kind of rookie records. You know what I'm saying? The next season after that, Tyreek Hill comes in and breaks more records with Tua under the center. And Tua missed like 4 or 5 games. It's for 4.5 games if we're being literal. So Kai Kid just hit this one on the head. If you could pull up the Kai Kid's quarterback ranking, Kadeem, I got him here in front of me. Kai Kid said Tannehill is better than McCorkle Jones. He has Tannehill at 24 and McCorkle Jones at 25. So that it's funny that you remember it off the top of your head like that. I also have Tannehill at 23 and McCorkle Jones at 29. And Kadeem has Tannehill at 22 and McCorkle Jones at 25. So it's a clean sweep across the board for us. We all think that Tannehill is better than McCorkle Jones. And we'll run through your list real quick and just give the people listening the visual world. We'll let them know what you got up here in your top 10. And it's pretty unique. Patrick Mahomes at 1, Joe Burrow at 2, Tua, Ninga, Manu, Oli, Pola, Tagovailoa at 3, Josh Allen at 4, Herbert at 5, Hurts at 6, Lamar Jackson at 7, Trevor Lawrence at 8, Dak Prescott at 9, Kirk
family members.
What they call that, man? Kirk Chains.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Kirk Coach Chains at 10. And then just notable, honorable mention, Aaron Rodgers at 12. So you guys, we're about to post all the quarterback rankings up on our social media. You guys could check them out and scroll through them, and you can see all of our lists. And also this week, we got some more people coming in. We had Charlie Wilson. We had Thomas Valentine. Kai Kid's on now. Same old Dolphins. Shout out to Bert. Shout out to LB. Everybody had their list. A lot of them are going to come through. We're going to top it up on the podcast with them. What did you think about this list, Kadeem, when you seen Kai Kid's list?
Similar to what myself and Sherwan Steve said about yours, Charlie. The number one standing out part for me was Miami Dolphins QB1 Tua at number 3. That's not to say, yeah. My whole thing is, what made you have Tua at number 3 above a Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson, a Dak Prescott, and Aaron Rodgers? In fact,
before you answer that, Kai Kid, not only do you have Tua at 3, we dropped the live episode and you were in on the comments on YouTube like, yo, and I'm like, yo, bro, hey, don't give him everything. Come to the podcast and holler at us. You know what I'm saying? And you were pretty adamant in the comments. How did you come up with your list? And how is Miami Dolphins QB1 at 3? Although I have him at 2, so I feel you. But go ahead. How did you get him at 3?
So very quickly, do you have him at 2 or do you have him elsewhere?
Kake, answer the question, please.
No.
Hey, answer. Like, bro, we got to guess, Kadeem. We got to guess.
So, like, for instance, if Herbert had all the numbers that Tua had at last season, they would have had him at 2. They possibly would have put him at 1. If Mahomes didn't win the Super Bowl, hold on. If Mahomes didn't win the Super Bowl, Mahomes is him. I looked at your list, everybody list. He's number 1.
Unanimous decision.
It's not close. If Herbert was doing the things that Tua was doing, nobody would be second guessing putting Tua at 3. Herbert came into the league with help. Like he had a running back and 2 top receivers. Joe Burrow had Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and Joe Mixon. He had help when he came in. Then he got, that dog, Jamar Chase. I love Jamar Chase that way. But he had help. Okay. Tua came in with Devontae Parker. No offense. I love Uncle Vontae.
Hey, all the offense. Chill out.
I love Uncle Vontae. He had Mike Gesicki, not on the team. Devontae Parker, not on the team. Who he had at running back? Not on the team. Like,
hey, can you name the rest of the receivers though? I'm just saying.
Why you gonna make?
That's my point. Hey, I'm just trying to prove your point. I'm just trying to prove your point. That's all. Go ahead, man.
Jakeem Grant. What's his name? He out of
Mac
my
Hollins?
mind now.
Mac Hollins.
Mac Hollins. People that you don't remember. People that's not starting on team. I don't think outside of Devontae Parker, I don't think anybody that was on Tua's first year is starting or in the NFL anymore.
Mac Hollins is on the
He's
depth chart.
I thought he was.
He's on the depth chart of Atlanta as wide receiver 2 or 3 right now.
Okay.
I don't know how much that's going to work out, but Atlanta it did just have a top 10 pick. So I'm just saying, just because he's starting doesn't mean he's a starter. That's all I'm saying. What up, Moya TV?
I find it hard that nobody says anything about Tua's surrounding cast, but when Tua actually gets help, now it's all.
He's supposed to do that.
He's being carried.
Look who he has.
He's being carried. So if you look at the stats, the man was leading in every statistical category. He got injured. Okay, it happens. Tua is a bit injury prone, but nobody is saying anything about Lamar Jackson. People still have Lamar Jackson as a top. I love me some L-Jack, but he's haven't finished his last 2 seasons. And then people say 2019, he was the MVP. How many years ago was that? So we're taking something that he did 2019 and he's still a top quarterback, just like Deshaun Watson. People still got him top tier because of something he did in 2018 on a losing team that they was always trailing behind, that he would just throwing. I find it hard that people take offense that Tua is a top 3 quarterback when he was putting up the numbers before he got injured.
Something I got to point out. Deshaun Watson on your list is at 17 since we invoked his name.
Mhm.
And then I just want to reiterate that Trevor Lawrence is 8 on your list and Herbert is 5th on your list. And to be very fair, all your points for me, for my dollar, I rock with every single point you just made. I would also say not only if Trevor Lawrence or Herbert had the season that Tua had, they would for sure be considered a top 5, 4, 3 quarterback for sure. So for us to consider Tua a top 5, 4, or 3 quarterback, I don't think it should be sneezed at. Like, yo, like I think it's accurate. And hold up, we gonna get to you, Kadeem. We gonna get to you.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
So if I'm remembering correctly, I don't have nothing up on my screens or anything like that. Doesn't Tua have comparable numbers to both Trevor Lawrence and outside of yards with Justin Herbert? Outside of yards, touchdowns, which touchdowns matter, and interception, like it's comparable, and he had 4.5 missed games.
I don't know how close. We're gonna have to ask fact check, stat check. I know fact check, stat check ain't he's not in his element, so it's hard to get the stats and the facts that we need. But maybe you know what, Kadeem, if you could holler at everybody and tell us what you think about Cat Kid's response, I'll try to figure out what Tua's stats look like compared to Allen's. I mean Herbert and Lawrence's.
Hold on. So Tua in 2022 had 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for just over 3,500 yards. And what Trevor Lawrence did you say?
Trevor Lawrence and Herbert.
Trevor Lawrence has 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for 4,100 yards. And so last person was Herbert. Justin Herbert has 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for 4,739 yards.
So basically, all of them have 1,000 yards more than Tua, but the same touchdowns, same interceptions.
2 less, I believe.
2 less what? Oh yeah, well he has 2 less interceptions. My bad.
Yeah.
Which is I ain't gonna lie. Someone could make the argument he would have had more than 4,000 yards after you missed 4.5 games. But go ahead, Kadeem. You got the floor.
And more touchdowns.
And more touchdowns for sure.
But
in slight increase in more picks too, just to be fair. But go ahead, Kadeem.
I don't have much wrong or much to argue against what Kai Kid just said, but it's a lot of stat reading. Like anyone can at the end of the season look at these numbers and go, oh. So prime example. So Ricky Watson, who was on the show last year, and I'm sure he'll be back in the near future. If we can line some things up, has an article which says Tua Tagovailoa is the #1 quarterback in the AFC East, and looks at a bunch of different stats which Tua led, and that's all fair, but it's more than just stat reading, in my opinion. And I think when you mentioned, if Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert or someone else has similar numbers to Tua, they'll be in the top 2, 3 and stuff like that. In my opinion, it's just because there's certain things which they can do which Tua can't. And it doesn't make Tua a bad quarterback, but when you're looking at, I guess, the arm velocity and some of those throws that Justin Herbert make, which is like, that's just mental. Like, how has he done that? Same with Trevor Lawrence. The flip side is that as Dolphins fans like to point out, I'm pretty sure Justin Herbert leads the league in like pick 6 in the 4th quarter, which obviously then skewed
since 2020.
Yeah, which obviously skewed the argument against Justin Herbert being as highly ranked as some people have him. For me, it's more a case of I can't just look at Tua's stats compared to his peers because the tape doesn't necessarily show that. Like I said, there's still certain things which Tua compared to your Burrows, your Lawrence, your Herbert just can't do. And some of it, and again, we had this conversation live, some of it is that whole off-script, plays where everything breaks down and some of those guys are making plays which Tua's not making, which, like I said at the time, it's hard to have a knock on Tua when he doesn't have to play off-script so often because Waddle and Hill and the scheme gets these guys so open. But yeah, my whole thing with what you said was more, it's a lot of look at the stats as compared to, hey, you look at the actual tape. And that's why I had Tua lower down on my list, and that's out of the top 5.
Can I ask Kadeem a question right quick?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, is it so? You said that it's things that those quarterbacks can do that Tua can't do. So are you saying that it's not things that Tua do that those quarterbacks, everything that Tua does, those quarterbacks can do?
No, not at all. Like I firmly believe that the accuracy, the throwing with timing and anticipation, Tua's up there with some of the best. But I also believe that the reason I don't want to word this as a negative, so I'm going to try very hard. I'm actually reword it a few times. But Tua's had to throw with great timing and anticipation is because he doesn't have what some would consider a gunsling arm, which someone like a Justin Herbert has. So it's like he doesn't have to worry too much. And I'm not saying he can't throw with timing and anticipation, but some of those tight windows throw, which again Tua can make, but Herbert makes it a bit more ease. And like I said, there's certain throws throughout the season in which Justin Herbert just throws with minimal effort, and it's just an absolute beautiful throw. And sometimes that's just what makes those elite quarterbacks truly elite, where it's like, yeah, there's not every single person can make that throw. And it's not just about, 70-yard bombs, because there's clips of Mac Jones, be it doctored or not doctored, of 70-yard throws. Like, well, you're an NFL quarterback. Throwing 70 yards shouldn't be difficult, but I hope what I said makes sense.
So I would say I'm gonna give you a few quarterbacks, but I'm gonna say with his first, because this has been his comparison since he was at Alabama. Was Drew Brees elite?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he have a gunslinger? Did he have a cannon?
No.
Okay. So then you go to Joe Montana, who had a weaker arm. Was he considered one of the best quarterbacks of his generation?
Still is considered the best, and a lot of people.
I'm just giving, like, so we so in love with the Patrick Mahomes, the Justin Herberts, the Josh Allens, where cannon. I can go down Jamarcus Russell's, Tyler Bray, Ryan Mallett, RIP. Desmond Ridder has a cannon. I can go down a list of people with cannon for arms.
The cannon
that just never. I believe that we fell in love with all these crossbody throws and stuff like that. It's people that does things like Tua at an elite level that you would never see Josh Allen throw with the anticipation that Tua throws with. That's his superpower. As Brandon Marshall once said, he has no superpower. I think we're in a mode of one typical quarterback. Tua can't do what those people do, but some of the things Tua do, they can't do. How he processes is amazing, and the people were like, "Oh, he's one read." But if you look at the tape, I have no life. You see the anime back here. I do UFC, Dolphins, and anime. So I'm on the all 22. You can see Tua head hitting his progress. Like, you can look at all those things, and to say look at the tape and say he's not elite is crazy. It's ridiculous.
I'll say this. Hold on. I got you. I'll say this. Chicks love the long ball. That's what they say in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see the home run. You know what I'm saying? And then in football, they have changed the rules in football, so there's more points scored. Mm-hmm. There's more offense. It's more no hand checking. You can't even cover a guy in the NFL anymore. They want to see all the records broken by a quarterback, the protection of a quarterback, the rules and everything. I can honestly say that I am also enamored by, the bombs, the 9 routes, oh my goodness, the splash plays. And if I go over these lists real quick, Kadeem has Tua at 7, Herbert at 8, Lawrence at 9. I have Tua at 2, Herbert at 5, Lawrence at 8. Kai Kidd has Tua at 3, Herbert at 5, Lawrence at 8. Now, there's something we all have in common. We all have Tua better than Herbert and Lawrence. Go ahead.
I did say in the episode that if I could, I'd move Lawrence above Tua.
All right. Well, Kadeem just got voted off the island. But I'll play. Go ahead. Say what you said. You said you move Herbert or Lawrence above Tua.
I moved Lawrence over Tua. So I'd have Lawrence, Tua, Herbert.
Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna say this. I watched Herbert, and I hate that it always has to sound like I'm a Herbert hater. I'm not a Herbert hater. I just defend Tua because he should be defended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how y'all say this about one person, but not this about another. So when I see Herbert play, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, that thing looked good just now, right? I do see a lot of that in Herbert, but that's not the only measure of metric when we do these quarterback rankings. There's an eye test. You know what I'm saying? There's accuracy. There's mobility. There's strength of arm. There's all kind of stuff. There's wins. There's losses. There's clutch gene. There's so much. Shout out to Moya TV. Pocket presence is in there. You know what I'm saying? So here's my thing. I'll be real with you. I heard this. I don't know where I heard it. It was maybe on ESPN somewhere. An analyst said this, and it made me think. And I'll be 100% real with you. Taking all things into consideration, Herbert is on the clock, in my opinion. You can't come into the league with all the things that he had at his disposal, bro. One of the best running backs in the league. Burrow also had a running back his entire career. 2 receivers, and you had Hunter Henry over there at the time. And then there was always okay, well, he didn't have this, he didn't have that. Now it's his head coach. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he didn't. The defense let him down, but the defense spotted him 28 points in a playoff game, and he still lost. So here's my thing about Herbert. I'm gonna be real with you. Trevor Lawrence might be better than Herbert because Trevor Lawrence did what he did with less. You know what I'm saying? Trevor Lawrence only had one season with a what I want to say is an actual football team. And an actual head coach. So the same way we were here on Tua, like, the head coach tried to sabotage him. He didn't have weapons. Trevor Lawrence was in a similar conversation, not the same, but a similar conversation. And as soon as he got a head coach with some common sense and could call offensive plays and got a couple weapons, like he was successful. I should say it was a bad division. I should say that. That needs to be weighed into the thing as well. But Herbert, out of all 3 quarterbacks that we're talking about right now, has always had the best everything, and he's still not as successful as he should be. That is a red flag, bro. But go ahead, Kadeem.
How successful should Justin Herbert be then?
More successful than both of the quarterbacks that we've mentioned, by far.
But why? Because
he's had more consistency, like there's more cohesion in his career than the other 2. And one can argue better weapons for longer.
Well, yeah, because Lawrence has been in the league for 2 years now, so Herbert has a whole year over Lawrence
for sure,
and essentially has a year over Tua because Tua should never played that first year.
I don't know if I could say like he still had more weapons than Tua. Like
for
longer,
yeah.
Like that's a whole.
But he's also been in a consistent offense for longer as well.
Yeah. And yeah, this go ahead, continue.
And again, it's no. So I wanted to pull this up before we pulled up Kaik's rankings, but I don't know if you've seen these. There's a comment from Thomas in the thing. We'll get to it in a second. There's people doing these quarterback or these rankings list, like wide receivers, quarterbacks, all that kind of stuff. And the quarterback ones came out today. So this is by Dov Kleeman on Twitter. Top 10 best quarterbacks in the NFL ranked by executive, players, coaches, and scouts by, I think it's Jenny Fowler of ESPN. So we've got Mahomes at number 1, which, of course, Joe Burrow at 2, Josh Allen at 3, Aaron Rodgers at 4, Herbert at 5, Jalen Hurts at 6, Lamar Jackson at 7, Trevor Lawrence at 8, Dak Prescott at 9, and Matt Stafford at 10. Honorable mentions: Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, and Tua Tagovailoa.
I need to defend my Kirk Cousins at 10 too.
So before you defend that, also got a quick comment from Thomas Valentine. Shout out to Thomas Valentine. Announced today on Monday he's starting to work for PFF, doing some fantasy writing. So shout out Thomas, well deserved. Congratulations. Thomas says Herbert had a bad offensive line in his first 2 seasons. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen have both missed time. Josh Palmer and DeAndre Carter were his number 1 and 2 receivers for some of last year. Thomas, if you can save that for when you come on, if not this week, in the very near future, we can have a whole quarterback ranking episode with you, because
I got all the smoke for you, Thomas. When all due respect, I got all the smoke for you. You could come on and we could have a whole 2-hour debate on some game show stuff, because that ain't it, bro. Like, I don't see it. I don't like it.
They didn't miss any time the first season. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, I thought they played the whole season.
Austin Eckler been there the whole time too. Hey, hold on. Listen, Thomas is not here to defend himself right now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He's not here. We appreciate Thomas being in the comments though, for sure. And that episode is gonna be fireworks. So Thomas is gonna. I think Thomas is coming on this week. We're gonna try to get Thomas on this week.
I'm lurking all these episodes. I'll be in the comments.
You know what I'm saying? So Thomas ain't here to defend himself. So we gotta be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll figure that out. And I think Thomas versus Kai Kid 305 would be a dope episode. Like I just want to play Kadeem role and sit back and watch them two talk. Like, I just want to see that happen. But go ahead, Kadeem.
Very, very quickly. Keenan Allen in 2020 played 14 games, played 16 games in 2021, and 10 games in 2022, which kind of backs up what Thomas was saying. But yeah, as Thomas says, I'm here swinging at everyone.
I love it, man. I love a good discourse about, football, man. I love that.
Of course, yeah. And I think my whole thing is, I'm happy. Like, the one thing as I'm getting older and I'm trying to be less negative on social media and all that kind of stuff is that everyone is entitled, and I value every single person's opinion. I don't have to agree with it, but if you can make a somewhat coherent and valid argument as to why you've got certain things there, I go, you know what, cool. I disagree, and I'm fine with that. And like I said, I'm always saying that you did this, but what I struggle with are people who have any quarterback, be it Tua, outside of Patrick Mahomes, but Tua, Herbert, Lawrence, any quarterback, and their argument is, well, if you look at the stats, it's like, well, no, put the stats paper down, turn on the tape, see what the person's doing. Because Kai, like you said, this whole narrative that Tua is a one-read quarterback, absolute myth. You can name multiple times this season alone which led to touchdowns. You've got the game against the Lions. Is it the Mike Gesicki touchdown in the back of the end zone? Mm-hmm. I believe it's the Jalen Waddle touchdown against the Ravens to win. Like, these aren't first reads. These are, and again, it's a difficult one because I want to see more of that. Like, the first read ain't there, but you stayed calm in the pocket, you've maneuvered, you've given yourself more time, more space, and you've delivered a dart. And that's what I want to see more of. And I think, again, just my personal opinion, if we can see Tua do more of that, but also throwing the ball away when there's nothing on, and let's not get ourselves hurt, then yeah, I won't argue as much when I see Tua in the top 5. Not to say that I don't think, again, Charlie, I said this to you on the last episode. If we're here next year and Tua has another MVP season and then Super Bowl, when you come with your victory lap and you're like, by the way, I told you so, I go, yeah, cool, great. I'm happy.
Everyone came at my dome in the comments last year. Tua's not a top 10 quarterback. And no one has made a list except our boy who's going to come on the podcast next, Thomas Valentine, that had him outside the top 10. So the consensus of our list, 10 different people, some Dolphin fans, some not Dolphin fans, said Tua's a top 10 quarterback. Kaki, you say you wanted to defend your Kirk Cousins at 10 take. You're the only person who has Cousins in the top 10, but I will say Charlie Wilson had him at 11, and so did Burt have him at 11 as well. I think I was a little too low on Kirk Cousins. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really do like Kirk Cousins. I just don't like him enough to like defend him, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But so I could see if someone has Kirk Cousins in the 15-ish range, I'm not gonna go. That's not the hill I'm willing to die on. But you got him in the top 10. How'd you get there?
Thomas said he had him in the top 10 too.
Oh yeah.
So
I'll back to that.
I hate to, because Kadeem just called me out. I'm just messing with you, but if you look at Kirk Cousins, and I watched, like I paid the $400 for the what the DirecTV thing is, and then I pay the 100. I'm not trying to flex or anything like that. But I paid for the NFL pass. Like I really do. All I do is watch football, anime, and UFC. That's all I do. I watch Kirk Cousins play. I watch the clutch factor. I watch them. I watch every. Like I try to watch every game. When you look at Kirk Cousins, people, because he just doesn't look like, he looks like a accountant. He just looked like a regular dude. When you actually watch Kirk Cousins play, he's making reads. He's doing the off script stuff that you're talking. He's stepping in the pocket, rolling out a little bit, he's doing things to make his team better. Like, is he like otherworldly? No, but like he's been consistent since the last 2 years with Washington all the way up to now. He's been to the playoffs, what, 2 or 3 times? Like, this is a person that has took his team places almost to the Super Bowl. Like, he's a very
almost to the Super Bowl.
What didn't they lose? What they lost the divisional round against
That's not almost to the Super Bowl, champ. That is not over. That's the playoffs. That is in essence the playoffs. That's not almost to the Super Bowl.
Took him to the playoffs. But he's done that consistently. Like, they're in the playoff conversation almost every year. Like, and even this year, they were like spanking people. It fell apart.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I think I had enough. Like, bro, listen. Just because you almost in the playoffs every year, they was in the playoffs every year before him. Like, my big I like Kirk Cousins. You got me sounding like I don't like Kirk Cousins. Like everybody had me sound like I don't like Herbert. I like Kirk Cousins. I just think Minnesota should have paid half of what they paid Kirk Cousins to Case Keenum, and they would have had the same results. So my thing is, Kirk Cousins, bro, as much as I like Kirk Cousins, and then I hate to do this because I have a group chat that Kadeem's not in because he's not a day one. But I have a group chat, and in the group chat, I've always said, Vikings going to Super Bowl. Vikings going to Super Bowl. This is the year Vikings going to Super Bowl. And then Kirk Cousins is just too sloppy with the football, bro. Like, the man is too sloppy with the football. It's like he's another Josh Allen when he glitches.
I was about to say, if you want to say that about him, Josh Allen, the same thing.
I coined the phrase glitch Allen. He glitches, glitch mode. When it's time to glitch, it glitches. And then you seen the 2 quarterbacks that glitched the most had the best game of the season last year because they glitched so much in one game, and it went to overtime. Like, it was just both glitch quarterbacks. It was unbelievable. They both fumbled at the 1 yard line in the same game. That's how much they both glitch. That's unbelievable to me. So, Kirk Cousins, I like Kirk Cousins, and just for transparency, I have him 18th. On my list, and I know he's not the 18th best quarterback in the league. I know he's higher than that. But when we're talking about the criteria of quarterback rankings, and I look at this list, I tell myself, if any other quarterback was on that Minnesota team last year, would they have done better than Kirk Cousins? So I look at my list and I say Jalen Hurts would have had a better season with that team. Matt Stafford, yes, he got hurt. I get it. I think a healthy Matt Stafford has a better season with that team. CJ Stroud, I'm willing to die on this hill. I'm probably the person who thinks CJ Stroud would have had a better season than Kirk Cousins on that team. But Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, Watson, Dak, Lamar Jackson, like, I don't think that's far-fetched to think all of these quarterbacks will have a better season than Kirk Cousins on that team last year, except maybe CJ Stroud and Matthew Stafford. And I'm okay if someone came at my dome for that. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, bro. I like Kirk Cousins. And shameless plug, and it's not even we ain't had nothing to do with it. Netflix has a series, has a documentary called Quarterback out right now. And it has similar to Hard Knocks or All or Nothing on Amazon. It is on Netflix. It's called Quarterback, and cameras followed Patrick Mahomes around all year. They followed Kirk Cousins around all year. They followed Marcus Mariota around all season. And from what I understand, there may be a part 2 coming out too, some more episodes, from what I understand. But there's 8 episodes out right now. I'm gonna be all the way real with you. Kirk Cousins' stock is through the roof in my book. That boy is a dude. Like, if I am on that team, I want to play with Kirk Cousins because he's gonna give me everything. But just because you give me everything doesn't mean you're in the top 10 of quarterbacks. Like, it just means you're a competitor. Like, yo, if this was the top 10 competitor list, he would be up there somewhere. But this ain't the competitor list.
Few comments. Jason Keck says, good quarterback, but folds in the limelight. Shout out to Liz, said, good fin flipping afternoon, everyone. And there's a comment.
I love Liz.
Same. Interesting, because Charlie said that, I believe he said Kirk Cousins doesn't look after the ball, or he's stopping with the ball, or something like that.
Sloppy with the ball, yeah.
Yeah. So again, I had Kirk Cousins 13th. But I was interested to see what his touchdowns, interceptions were over the past few years. So
I had pulled those up too. It's pretty decent.
So even if you take just from him being the Vikings 2018, joins the Vikings, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, throws for over 4,000 yards. 2019, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, throws for 3,600 yards. 2020, 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, throws for 4,200 yards again. 2021, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 4,200 yards. And then last year, 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 4,500 yards. So yeah,
I gotta stop you, Kadeem. I noticed you left out fumbles and fumbles lost. I'm just saying.
I didn't leave out anything. I literally looked at Google, and the only information I have is completing percentage, yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and rating.
Can one of y'all Kirk Cousins defenders tell me how many fumbles he had and fumbles lost he had, please?
Honestly, I don't think he fumbles a lot. I'm gonna pull.
Bro, every time I watch Kirk Cousins, he's fumbling or taking a sack he's not supposed to take. Like it's the same. Like, bro,
Joe Burrow does that too, though.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's notorious for that. Hey, me and Sherrod Steve argue about this all the time. You know what Sherrod Steve would say? Oh, he made it to the Super Bowl. Like, bro, like he takes unnecessary sacks. Josh Allen used to take 25-yard sacks. Oh, he's a mobile quarterback and he's bigger and stronger. Like, how is that defending stupid sacks? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So I've got his sacks since joining Minnesota. So 2018, 40 sacks. 2019, 28. 2020, 39. 2021, 28, and then 2022, 46. And then
I'm on to something.
And then his fumbles, 2018, 4, 2019, 5, 2021, 2, and 2022, 2. So
he only had 2 fumbles last year?
That's what I'm telling you.
No, not fumbles lost. Well, I did say fumbles lost, but he only had 2 fumbles total last year?
I'm not, again, looking at the stats, and you know what? Again, I'm doing this like I can't literally pull it up right now. So just
it's cool. I'll get on it too. Since this is my argument, I'll get on it too. Now, I thought he had way more than 2 fumbles lost though.
He's only got him down for 2 fumbles last year, but he did take 46 sacks according to ESPN.
That's a lot of sacks taken. That's almost the record. I think Tannehill got the record.
Oh, I thought Joe Burrow had it.
Does Joe Burrow have the sack record? It could be. You know what? Either way, all of these quarterbacks are valid in the conversation for taking too many sacks, though. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we're actually having a conversation about, they're on pace to break kind of records. Like, yeah. Nah, man. You got something else, Kadeem, before we go into bonus time?
When we have Thomas on, we need to have another one where it's like Thomas and Kai Kid, and we just
listen. I ain't gonna lie. Like, the only reason why I did not suggest that is because, it is the Go Time Dolphin platform, and I really got some smoke for Thomas. So I kind of feel like I do have to do it first before I let someone else do it. Like, I kind of I can't just like pawn it off to someone else. Like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, Kai Kidd and Thomas is pay-per-view podcast stuff right there.
Very quickly, Jason Keck says 84 fumbles in his career. If that's Kirk Cousins, I need to know where he got that stat from, because that is mad. 84 fumbles in his career.
It can be because he had just had 46 in one season, and then I heard you say 39 too, like in like 2020.
I don't know. So
you're talking about, he said fumbles, not sacks.
Oh, yeah, fumbles. My bad.
That's why I'm like, I need to know where that stat comes from.
See what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro. Like, bro, I like Kirk because y'all got me sound like I don't like him. Okay. I just he's sloppy, bro. He's sloppy.
Personally, again, if you can show me where this 84 fumbles comes from, that sounds mad to me.
That's mad numbers.
Question myself and you, Charlie, from Liz. If a QB is ranked, let's say 12, I would adjust if he. I don't know if it's a question. Sorry. So if a QB is ranked, let's say 12, I would adjust if he fumbles on the 1 yard line. I'll know he's ranked to a 14.
It's funny because both of them fumbled on the 1 yard line in the same exact game. Like Kirk Cousins fumbled it at the positive 1 yard line, and Josh Allen fumbled it at the negative 1 yard line in the end zone, and Minnesota ended up with the touchdown. It was just the wildest thing. And then that wasn't enough for Josh Allen. He had to throw a game-winning pick in overtime too, just to top it off and put the icing on it. You know what I'm saying?
I love watching that game.
It had the two of the best catches you're ever going to see in the same game too. Diggs and Justin Jefferson. Yeah. What's this, Kadeem?
Kirk Cousins, according to StatMeets, has 84 fumbles in his career.
Wow.
But okay, so if we look at what they're saying, 2018 he has 9 fumbles, lost 7 of them. 2019
that was the point I was saying. Fumbles and fumbles lost. This is exactly what I was saying.
So 2019 has 10, loses 3. 2020 has 9, loses 5. 2021 has 12, loses 2, and then 2022 has 7, loses 3. So, yeah.
Fun fact.
I got you, Charlie.
Fun fact, we have a fantasy football league that Kai Kid brought up, and we haven't announced anything for fantasy football yet. We always have a fantasy football league here on Go Time Dolphins. The winner gets $300 and a championship ring. Shout out to last year's winner. Can't remember his name right now. Will be in your email. We already paid you out already, you know what I'm saying? So cool. But we still gotta get you some information for you. But fun fact, I am the commissioner. I used to be the commissioner of like 4 or 5 fantasy football leagues, and then I had to get a life, so I'm only the commissioner of 2 fantasy football leagues now, and I want to change the rule in my leagues where a fumble in fantasy football is when you lose a fumble, it's -2 points for the person who lost the fumble. I want to change the rule, and this is possible, where if you fumble the ball, that's -1 point, but if you lose the fumble, it's -2 points. So, bro, you can't be fumbling the ball like that, bro. If a running back fumbled the ball that much, he wouldn't have a job. And you the quarterback fumbling the ball like that. That's a lot of fumbles, bro. 12 fumbles?
So also, but I just want to make reference. They get a ding. Let's say they get blamed for a missnap by the center as well.
For sure. No, that's considered. Same thing with interceptions too. So if a quarterback ends up with 14 interceptions on the season, I imagine, just throwing the number out there, he's probably not accountable for all 14 of them. You know what I'm saying? He's probably accountable for like 10 or 11 of them. So but 12 fumbles, bro. Yeah, something's gonna be on your O-line, but I've watched him. I watch him glitch too much. I just, this is a glitch. You're not supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch Netflix, and there's no spoiler alerts because the season already passed, but if you watch the Netflix episode, I remember watching this interception that he threw in real time. I'm like, what did he see there? You know what I'm saying? And then on the Netflix documentary, he says what he saw there. He's like, oh, I thought that was my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't even like a bad read. It was a cover 2 and a wrong jersey, and he looked and he threw it at the person. Like, and the person like, why is this ball coming to me? And he caught it, picked it off. Like, so that's a glitch. You can't have that. And shout out. Hold on. So real quick, shout out to a lot of people. They're down on Tua for a lot of reasons, which is whatever. It's opinionated, but Tua doesn't glitch like that. You know what I'm saying? That has to stand for something, bro. Like, you have to get positive points. Tua glitches. When you seen Tua glitch like on some, bro, what the heck was that? He don't glitch like that, bro.
I think I was having this conversation with Tom, not so much last year, but definitely in his first 2 years.
Oh, the first 2 years when he didn't have no weapons. When he was trying to do too much. If
you let me finish, in his first 2 years, Tua had moments where it's like, I don't know what you saw in that throw there, and you're quite lucky he wasn't picked off. And there was a few times I was like, oh, you kind of got away with one there, but again,
no. See, that's just perfect that you said that. Kind of got away with one. What does that mean? Because I'm gonna tell you this. I'll never forget this. Again, the group chat that Kadeem's not in because he's not a day one. I got this group chat and I want to say Ryan Fitzpatrick. Oh, it was Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler threw between two defenders closing in like this. If you can see, if you listen in the audio version, like they're about to smack each other. And Jay Cutler thread the needle and hit Devontae Parker in the chest with the ball. Bounced off of his chest, and the ball went up, and the defenders hit each other and caught a pick. And the people in my group chat was like, oh, Cutler's not supposed to throw that pass. However, if Devontae Parker catches that, they're gonna be like, dang, look at that pass. That was an elite throw. You see what I'm saying? Yo, catch the ball, and we won't be saying, oh, he shouldn't have got away with that. There's a fine line between shouldn't have got away with that and an elite pass. That's called threading the needle.
So I wasn't talking about stuff like that, but is it the Cardinals? And again, I'm not throwing two under any buses, but personally,
I heard a bus earlier today, like the Trevor Lawrence bus.
That's cool. But I believe is it the Cardinals? And again, all quarterbacks make this mistake, and they make it once and they never do it again. But it's like, yeah, is it the Cardinals game where he goes to throw the ball away and it gets intercepted and it gets pulled back in the end? It's like, okay, that's kind of lucky there.
Yeah, for sure. But that happens to every quarter. But what I was saying was, I don't think, and this is just being real, and I'm gonna try to remove my bias. And there's 3 Dolphin fans here, so go figure. Be real. Is there something other than not throwing the ball away, other than not throwing the ball away, that you hate that Tua does? Like, oh, I hate when he does that. Like, be real. Let me know.
Off the top of my head, no.
Hey, you want to play the Jeopardy music?
Well,
I was just saying. Go ahead.
The only thing I have is when he doesn't put enough on it, because I've seen him throw. It's like sometimes he's too cute with it. Like I've seen him throw balls and I've seen him launch them. Sometimes he just takes off of it. I'm like, why are you taking off of it? Like, for instance, the Chicago game when he had Jalen Waddle, all he had to do was put some heat on it, throw it deeper, and he kind of just like faded away and was like
underthrows. It's valid.
We see him throw farther than what he
for
threw.
Sure. He always underthrows, never overthrows. That's a good one. Go ahead, Kadeem. What you got that you absolutely hate? Something that you absolutely hate that Tua does.
I answered. I was like, off the top of my head, I can't think of much. I'm not. That's not me saying he's perfect. That's just me saying right now I can't think of anything that happens on a consistent basis where I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing?
And that's all I'm saying. He doesn't glitch like that. There's like, I could guarantee Buffalo fans are like, yo, I love my quarterback, but this man turns the ball over when we don't need him to turn the ball over. And shout out to same old Dolphins. Aaron the Brain's going to come on and we're going to chop it up with him and Josh. And I think he alluded to, the soul crushing Jay Cutler pick where you just knew Jay Cutler was going to throw a pick and it was going to be heartbreaking and the game was going to end. And that's something that Josh Allen has that I can sit back comfortably on Sundays and say, I'm not worried about that with Tua. Although he did do that in the Christmas game, but it's not a consistent thing. I don't have and there's multiple quarterbacks we could go through. We're not going to go through it because we're running kind of a little long here, but look, man, it's always good to chop it up. I ain't gonna lie, Kai Kid was on the money today. I'm like, yo, we gotta have this dude back on a little bit more often because I like some of these takes. But listen, we're gonna get into bonus time. Probably talk about a little anime, probably talk about a little UFC, and talk about what's going on around the NFL with DeAndre Hopkins going to Tennessee and some things, people who are on the move, and we're gonna bring everybody up to speed with some stuff. So we appreciate everybody in the comments. I'm about to start naming people, but it's too many to name. Look, man, y'all come on over to bonus time with us. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons and Kai Kid 305, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Alrighty.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Hey,
I
you
like
don't
that.
see,
I like that music.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be hearing it. I listen to it. I'm like, dang, bro, I got to do a Dolphin version of it. You know what I'm saying? Put a verse in there, throw two in there. I don't know. I'll figure it out one day.
So a few comments. Yeah, Jason said Allen hit X right in the chest last year and he dropped it. Allen had about 3 interceptions, which 3 should have been interceptions in that game alone. There's 1 to X, which should have been a pick 6. 1 to Javon Holland, friend of the podcast, Javon Holland.
Javon Holland.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to everyone in the comments. I saw the bobblehead, Chris. That's pretty dope. Both of you guys said you watch UFC, right?
100%.
We do. Hey, you know, I didn't know Kai Kid was like a fan like that. You know, because I'm never on Twitter really. So the only time I'm ever on Twitter is probably to just mention something about UFC or the Dolphins, and that's really it. And then I noticed Kai Kid has something to say. I'm like, oh, he kind of know his stuff. Like, that's what's up.
So quickly on I'm not a UFC guy now, but I was way back in the day. And as I just moved house, going through some old DVDs, and I think I showed this to you before, Charlie, but I found this.
Yeah.
UFC 79, George St. Pierre v. Matt Hughes, Chuck Liddell v. Wanderlei Silva. Other bouts on this. Lyoto Machida. What a guy.
Lyoto Machida was one of my favorites.
One of my favorites as well.
I hate the way
John Jones ended him.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, bro, you didn't have to drop the boy like that, man. You could have like put him down a little more gently than that, but you didn't have to.
Boy, just
that was gruesome.
But yeah, Jason says, did you say D-Hop went to Tennessee?
Facts.
DeAndre Hopkins is signing a 2-year contract.
I think it's 32. Is it?
I think it's
up to 32.
Up to like 32. The first year is like 12 million, and with incentives to get it up to like 16 million. So yeah, D-Hop is not coming to the AFC East. He's not going to be on the Dolphins, and he's not going to be on the Patriots. So that's cool. He's going to go to Tennessee, and for my dollar, it's not that Jaguars aren't running away with that division anymore. I think this helps Tennessee massively because although Tannehill isn't much, they do have cohesion over there. And if you remember, AJ Brown got paid because he was getting passes from Tannehill, and they were finding him. So I imagine they're going to find D-Hop, and I like Tennessee to make some noise over there, just in the division, not anything more serious than that. But 2 years ago, they were almost the 1 seed, Tennessee. So shout out to the Fins Tailgate, chopping it up in the comments with us.
Yeah, shout out. As I said, Chris has got his own personalized bobblehead right now. Pretty dope. Like, I can't name myself. Kadeem Simmons, Go Time Dolphins bobblehead. Quick question for both of you guys. We're ranking different positions, wide receivers, quarterbacks, all that kind of stuff. Madden are releasing their rankings at the moment, and they just released their top 10 safeties. Have you guys seen this?
I did.
You have. So what numbers have you seen?
I've seen the whole list. I just don't remember it because I didn't like it. It was not nothing memorable.
So the top 10 safeties, according to Madden this year.
I'm guessing they got let me make a guess right quick. I'm guess it better be Mika number 1 or
what, sorry?
Or who's been playing crazy? Minka. I bet not have nobody like Derwin James or stuff like that. It's like he wasn't playing at an elite level.
Ding 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 ding. Derwin James is number 1 at 90.
Wow.
Minka Fitzpatrick is number 2 at 93. Going through the rest of that list, Justin Simmons is number 3 at 92. Kevin Byard is number 4 at 92. Jesse Bates the third is 5th at 91. The Honey Badger Tyrann Matthew 6, 91. Buda Baker 7, ranked 90, so rated 90. Jordan Poyer rated 90 as also at number 8. Harrison Smith also 90 at number 9. And rounded up the top 10, Micah Hyde 89 overall.
Listen, bro, the disrespect for friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, has to stop, bro. It has to stop. Earlier this offseason, someone, I don't even remember the reporter, said, oh, Jesse Bates should go to Miami because the Dolphins don't have any safeties. Like, bro, what? Like, so I appreciate that somehow, some way, we are still under the radar, this team. I appreciate that. I really do. But, yo, the disrespect has to stop.
So, shout out to Liz. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Hey, Liz.
Friend, so I'll stop when I get to friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, on the safety rankings list. Number 11, Marcus Williams, 88. Number 12, Jamal Adams, 88. Number 13, Quandre Diggs, 87.
Just put everybody.
Number 14, Jimmy Ward, 87. Number 15, Antoine Winfield, 87. Number 16, Talanoa Hufanga, apologies for that pronunciation, 86. Number 17, Carl Duggar, 86. Notice I still haven't mentioned Javon Holland. Number 18, Eddie Jackson, 85. Number 19, the snowman himself, Javon Holland, 84. 19th ranked safety at 84 overall.
Man, is just they just go by historic ranking and name recognition to sell the game. Like they don't know ball.
Bro, I think Thomas Valentine made that list.
Tom, I'm pretty sure Tom had Holland as like he's 25 under 25, like, and had him up there. Also, the number one wide receiver is Justin Jefferson at 99. Tyreek Hill is 98, and Jalen Waddle doesn't break the top 10. So it's Hill at 2, Devontae Adams at 3, Stephon Diggs at 4, Cooper Kupp at 5, Jamar Chase at 6, DeAndre Hopkins at 7, Scary Terry McLaurin at 8, AJ Brown at 9, and Amari Cooper at 10. So according to this, Jalen Waddle won't be at least a 91, as Cooper is a 91, and he's number 10 on this list.
Hey, real quick, off the top of your heads, off the top 10 receivers in the NFL right now. Does Jalen Waddle break the top 10? Like, in your opinion, not Madden, in real life. Like, is Jalen Waddle a top 10 receiver in the NFL right now?
I would be remiss if I said yeah, because I would. So I go Justin, Hill, Devontae, Chase, maybe Diggs, Brown. I still like Cooper Kupp. That's 8. Trying to think. I know I'm missing somebody.
Mike Evans, perhaps.
Who?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. I have to and that's not historically. He's just one of the top receivers. I guess I can say Waddle at 10. I know I'm missing somebody though. That's just off the top of my head.
CeeDee Lamb.
I want CeeDee Lamb over Waddle. I was just looking at them like back to back. Like CeeDee Lamb had Amari, and he did good. Like, but Waddle had Hill and he took off. Like, it's a difference. Like,
so DK Metcalf.
It would be tough. I would have to just sit up there. I would have to think like I did that. I would have to think and look.
I'm around St. Brown.
I like him over St. Brown, and I got a video on YouTube saying that Dolphins should draft Amon St. Brown.
Yeah, we're not gonna do this because he was on my Two Shades 24 too, and yeah, we're not gonna do this. Like we agree. And I'll just throw this out there: Deebo Samuel.
Yeah,
I'll take Deebo top 10. I'll kick Waddle out of the top 10 for Deebo.
All right. What do you think, Kadeem? You don't have to name all of them, but do you think he cracks the top 10? Jalen Waddle?
No, Waddle wouldn't crack my top 10. But that's not a disrespectful thing. I just think there's some amazing wide receivers in the league right now. And Madam has him ranked 88 to 17th best wide receiver. on this list.
So, bro, out of the ones we just named, I like Waddle over Mac. And this is just real life and same criteria as the quarterback. The best situation. You know what I'm saying? Best quarterback is best. You forget all cap, all that stuff. Forget all that. I like Waddle to crack the top 10, bro. And I'm gonna try to do this real fast. Justin Jefferson, Cooper, and this is not in order, but this is just to see if he does get the top 10. Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. I like Waddle over CeeDee Lamb. I like Waddle over Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like Waddle over Garrett Wilson. I like Waddle over DK Metcalf, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith. I'll still take Deebo Samuel. Although that's extremely close to me. Because you could do different things with Deebo, but Deebo can't do what Waddle does and vice versa. Mm-hmm. AJ Brown, you could throw him in there, but that's still only 8 receivers. So I still got Waddle cracking the top 10 somehow. I still got him like 9th or 10th in the NFL, in my honest opinion. But yeah, man. Hey, what you got? Hey, go ahead, Kadeem.
No, all good. Obviously.
No. I was gonna end it, but if you had something.
No, not really. But no, it's more. I know we said next year we're kind of going to do the quarterback rankings a bit earlier and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We might need to do just a wide receiver ranking.
Last year we said the same exact thing. We're going to do quarterback ranking, running back ranking, receiver ranking. So I think we're going to move everything up. Maybe we should do everything first and then do the quarterback ranking last. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Kake gonna be a part of it. You gonna be a part of it, bro?
Of course, man. Just let me know.
So what we should do is a week, or maybe depending on how our schedules line up, but maybe a week or 2 weeks of every single day live streams, wide receivers, running backs, and then culminating on a Friday with the quarterback ranking, and you kind of build up to that. So you say this now, whether it happens or not, who knows? But that could be the plan.
Shout out to Messi for coming to Miami.
Hey,
bro, that's it. Dog was in Publix getting chicken tenders because he know what time it is.
He know what time. He couldn't wait to get to Publix. He couldn't wait.
No security, just out here like yo, I'm for the people. Messi's for the people. Nah, man, that's all I got, bro. I didn't know you was a UFC fan, bro.
Oh yeah, we can chop it up. I love UFC. I watch every event. I'm on it. I love UFC. I've been watching since 2006.
Dang, that's what's up, bro. Yeah,
I was wrestling in high school, and then my homeboy Dujan Tobias, shout out to wherever you at, Dujan, shout out to you. I mean, he clapped me, and I was like, "This ain't for me."
Bro, I'll never forget this. The wrestling coach, Mr. Richards, or Richardson, I guess I did forget, but I think it's Richardson. Coach Richardson was like, "Hey, you should come out to wrestle." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm like $125. I'm not wrestling nobody." And he's like, "No, there's weight classes." And I'm like, "But still, I'm $125, and I'm not wearing a singlet. It's not gonna happen." You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not wearing that one piece. You feel me? And my homeboy Elijah Bryce won state championship, and ever since high school, we don't even say his name. We just call him state champ. So we were like, "What's up, champ?" Ever since high school, state champ Elijah Bryce. So shout out to him too. I never got folded by nobody though. But hey, boy, at least you tried. Bro.
My boy Dujan, because I was a running back, he played linebacker. So I was like, "Oh, yeah, we gonna have." Yeah, he was just a different animal. He's just a different animal. That's all I'm gonna say about my boy Tobias.
Hey, this is for y'all anime boys. Liz said favorite anime vampire Hunter D.
My homeboy just told me I need to get on that. That's an older one too, if I'm not mistaken. He was just talking about that Vampire Hunter D. If you got a quick second, is that the old version of Liz? Because my homeboy at work, he was just like, "Bro, have you seen this yet?" And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Oh, you got to be on this. That's that heat."
You've got to watch Death Mount Death Play. I'm watching that at the moment. And I finally started One Piece. I'm on episode 205. and it's still trash.
You gonna make me take a flight. You gonna make me take a flight.
Over 200 episodes in, I'm still like, when's it gonna get good? But I'll keep you updated on my One Piece journey. Shout out to the Naruto fans. Shout out to friend of the podcast, Javon Holland. Shout out to you, Kai Kid, for jumping on. Shout out to every single person in the comments. Liz, if you can update us with, is that the new Vampire Hunter D? Yeah, Charlie, anything else from you?
Nah, I'm cool, man. Appreciate y'all boys. Next episode, I think we're gonna bring in Thomas Valentine, and he's gonna defend his list, and that thing might get a little heated.
Yeah, you definitely want to.
I will. I'll be in those comments. I'll be lurking. I'll be in those comments. I'm lurking. I love getting on with you guys. Love the football discourse, the anime discourse. Now that I know you, I'm gonna be hitting them DMs about them fights, man.
Bro, yeah, man. Hey, shut up, man. Like, bro, I don't miss the event. Holly Holm got choked out Saturday. I could by like a front naked choke. Like that was
with a ninja choke.
Yeah, bro. Like that was crazy, man. Like I'm gonna learn it for jiu-jitsu. Straight up.
And Will Hayes is still gonna make you tap out, so the same.